There is a moment in every life when there is nothing left to prove. No title matters. No money matters. No reputation matters. The world becomes quiet. And sometimes, in that final silence, people say something that stays with us long after they are gone. Some final words are remembered. Some are misunderstood. And some were never heard at all. Today, we are going to listen to the final words or the final moments of some of the most extraordinary people who ever lived. And perhaps, by the end of this journey, we may discover something about our own lives. On April 18, 1955, Albert Einstein was dying in Princeton, New Jersey. The man who had spent his life trying to understand the deepest mysteries of the universe was now facing the greatest mystery of all: death. In his final hours, Einstein spoke, but he spoke in German. The nurse beside him did not understand the language. And so, the final words of one of the greatest scientific minds in history disappeared into the air. No recording, no translation, no certainty, just silence. Think about that. A man who spent his entire life explaining the universe left this world with words that the world could not understand. Perhaps there is something strangely beautiful about that, because no matter how much we discover, there will always be things we cannot know. Ludwig van Beethoven spent much of his life fighting against suffering, illness, isolation, and deafness. Yet even as his hearing disappeared, music continued to live inside him. Near the end of his life, Beethoven was extremely ill. According to an eyewitness account, when he was told that his publisher had sent him some gift, he reportedly responded, "Pity, pity, too late." Those words sound almost ordinary, but perhaps that is what makes them powerful. He was not speaking about immortality. He was not speaking about greatness. He was simply reacting to something that had arrived too late. How many things in life arrive too late? An apology, a phone call, a realization, a word of love, a dream we kept postponing. Oscar Wilde was famous for his wit, and even his reported final remark has become part of literary legend. As he lay dying in a Paris hotel, Wilde is widely reported to have looked at the wallpaper and said something to the effect of, "My wallpaper and I are fighting a duel to the death." Then came the famous punchline, "One or the other of us has to go." Was it truly his final sentence? The historical evidence is not strong enough to say with absolute certainty. But the story survived, and perhaps it survived because it sounds exactly like Oscar Wilde, a man facing death, still finding a way to make the room laugh. Alexander the Great conquered an enormous empire. Before he was 32, cities, kingdoms, treasures, power, but none of it could conquer death. As Alexander lay dying in Babylon, ancient accounts tell us that his generals asked who would inherit his empire. The famous answer attributed to him was, "To the strongest." Whether those were truly his final words is debated, but the story survived. And it carries a brutal irony. Alexander conquered almost everything he could see, yet he could not decide what would happen to his empire after he was gone. Because death does something strange to power. It reminds even kings that they are temporary. And then, we come to Steve Jobs, a man who changed the way millions of people interact with technology. Near the end of his life, surrounded by his family, Jobs looked toward them, then beyond them. And according to his sister Mona Simpson, his final words were, "Oh wow." A pause. Then again, "Oh wow." And once more, "Oh wow." 3 simple words. No explanation, no speech, no grand philosophy, just wonder. What did he see? What did he feel? Was he remembering his life? Was he seeing something we cannot see? We don't know, and perhaps we never will. But those 3 words leave us with a question. After everything he had built, after everything he had experienced, perhaps what remained at the very end was wonder. Look at these people. A scientist, a composer, a queen, a writer, a philosopher, an artist, a conqueror, a visionary. Different centuries, different cultures, different lives, different beliefs. But death gave all of them the same thing. Silence. And suddenly, the question is no longer about them. It is about us. What would you say if you knew you had only 1 minute left? Would you talk about your achievements, your money, your unfinished plans? Or would you say, "I love you. I forgive you. I'm sorry. Thank you." Or perhaps nothing at all, because maybe the most important words of our lives are not the words we speak at the end. They are the words we keep postponing. We often imagine that we have time. Time to call, time to apologize, time to say what we really feel, time to become the person we always wanted to be. But life never promises us another conversation, another morning, another chance. One day, our own story will also become a memory, and someone may remember something we said, something we did, something we gave, something we never said. So perhaps the real lesson of famous last words is not to wait for our last words. Say the important things while there is still time to hear them. Love while there is still someone to receive it. Forgive while there is still someone to forgive, and live before life becomes a memory. Because one day, we will all have our final words. The question is, what will we have said before them?